let's talk about Barcelona's current struggles. I later do want to speak about what Marco van Basten and Luis Enrique said about what Barcelona should do next in terms of formation and where Lamine Yamal should play. It's very interesting. Keep in mind that a lot of this you should take with a grain of salt. Don't expect for Hansi Flick to immediately switch to this type of formation, nor have this idea with Lamine Yamal, but it's something to really think about because I think that it could really help Barcelona with their defensive issues. It's going to be a lot of fun, so let's talk about it, right? Barcelona did lose to Real Madrid, now leading to a 5-point margin between Real Madrid and Barcelona. So the team's form has clearly dipped in terms of positional and pressing issues. All of that is very visible, and we know that. And we can also clearly see that Flick's side has struggled to maintain compactness between the lines, creating big gaps that the opponent, not just Real Madrid, but many opponents can exploit. As you can see here in the picture, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Why the hell are those two players from Real Madrid so open in the midfield? Look how much space there is inside the circle. Like, there is nobody there to mark those two players. Real Madrid have a huge advantage there. Add in the fact that Bellingham has the ball, Kylian Mbappe is ready to make that run between Kobarsi and Jules Koundé, having no idea that there is also two other players available for Real Madrid, and Barcelona are not defending that. This is what I mean, and this is what has been caught by Barcelona over the past few matches. Defensively, when Barcelona do not have the ball, they are so vulnerable. So I believe that Flick's pressing structure is too stretched. The attackers do press high, which is why we see Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, and Rashford up there. But that defensive line, bro, and the midfield line, they're too spread out. They leave too many spaces. It goes up to like 10 to 15 meters, and that is why Madrid in this match were able to counter easily. I take this game as many examples because I do think that with this, many other teams in the future, like Chelsea, like Athletic Club, like whoever's going to be facing up against us, maybe even Elche, can just say, we're just going to copy and replicate what Real Madrid did, because that is one of the vulnerabilities that Barcelona do have. So Riak did suggest that Barcelona should switch to a 4-4-2 diamond formation, which he believes could fix the positional spacing and improve the team balance. This is what he said. It's not about adding defenders. It's about being well positioned. For a teammate to cover you, you must be close. And like I've said, in this picture, do we see any of the Barcelona players defending the Real Madrid players correctly? No. So we're going to go back to the 4-4-2 diamond formation in just a few minutes, because now I also want to move on to Lamine Yamal's position debate. So both of these ex-players and ex-journalists did also claim that Lamine Yamal should play centrally. They think that he could touch the ball much more and play a bigger creative role through the midfield. Think about this, right? I don't know if you guys have seen my previous video, which was about Pedri being out for 6 to 7 weeks, but Barcelona are going to be losing a lot of creativity in the midfield and also ball control. One of the ways you can mitigate that is by having Yamal central and give Yamal that freedom to receive the ball between the lines and really go out there and pick those passes for Rafinha or Marcus Rashford on the wings, and maybe even for Lewandowski, who is going to be right in front of him. That could be something very exciting in theory. This type of shift of Lamine Yamal going from the right wing position and into the midfield, most importantly the attacking midfield position, it goes hand in hand with Luis Enrique moving Dembélé from the right wing position and into the striker position. This could also fix, right, Lamine Yamal not seeing the ball a lot, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Lamine Yamal has been going through games and through different phases in the matches where he does not have a lot of touches, and that reduces his influence. Guardiola saw this with Messi, and Luis Enrique saw this with Dembélé, and those are going to be the two biggest cases on why I think that Lamine Yamal going centrally could really fix a lot of issues. You look at Dembélé, when he switched to the number 9 position in late 2024, Dembélé saw much more of the ball, and he became the leading point to the pressing. This move was only made because Kylian Mbappe did leave to Real Madrid, and Luis Enrique needed a new player to be the attacking focal point. The reason why Dembélé shifted to that position in a very elegant way, like no hassle, no like trying to study how to play as a number 9, was because before, back when he played in the French league for Rennes, he did play centrally. He has the experience, very similar to how Lamine Yamal has prior experience on playing as a number 10 or as a false 9, and that is why Dembélé was able to adjust quickly. Luis Enrique saw that, and so by early 2025 he scored 18 goals by March, becoming one of PSG's top goal scorers in the Champions League. And even Dembélé said that he enjoyed that position because it allowed him to touch the ball much more, link up play, and roam freely. Very similar to what we have just talked about with Lamine Yamal. If Lamine Yamal goes central, he will see the ball much more, touch the ball much more, link up play with Rafinha, Rashford, Ferran, Lewandowski, whoever, and roam freely. Can you imagine not making Yamal so static and giving him the freedom to really do whatever he does want? It would make Barcelona overall very dangerous. We look at Messi when he shifted from the right wing position and went onto the false 9 role. In 2009, it was historical. Guardiola made a huge move and he shifted Messi to the false 9 role for the first time, by the way, against Real Madrid, and Barcelona ended up winning 6-2 because nobody could have figured out Messi playing as a false 9. Nobody. He dominated centrally. Messi did drop deep to overload the midfield, confuse the defenders, pulling center backs out of position. It made every freaking team guess what Barcelona were going to do next at that time. Very similar, like I said, there's so many similarities in football to how Hansi Flick had the whole world last season, right? He kept every team guessing what was Barcelona going to do next, where was Yamal going to go, where was Rafinha supposed to go, where was Lewandowski going to go, where was Olmo, where was Gavi going to go. Like, there were so many questions. Nobody could have figured out Hansi Flick's Barcelona last season, and I think that in this season we have to be unpredictable again, and one of the ways we could be unpredictable is by putting Yamal centrally. But yeah, that moment there back in 2009, it did unlock Messi's full potential, leading to a historic goal scoring record and multiple Ballon d'Ors from there. We all know this, we know the story. So I think that all in all, we look at these two case studies. A third case study can be said with Yamal, and Yamal is going to be needing some things to really take on the number 9 position or the number 10 role. Whether it's a false 9 or a attacking midfielder, he's going to need 4 different qualities, which is the finishing and composure. Point number 2, the movement and the positioning. He's going to need the physicality and the balance, because you are going to be getting a lot of stuff and a lot of shit from the center backs when you go central. And of course, the technical skill, which I think that he does have. Maintain close control, link up play fast, and read your teammates on where they go. And so under a 4-4-2 diamond, Yamal will be playing in the 4-man midfield, but as the highest midfielder. This formation does require 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 forwards. The type of philosophy it also brings is having central control for sure, because we are so narrow with this type of system, compact pressing, and short distances between the lines. So this type of formation does bring a lot of strength, like total dominance when playing through the middle. You have that natural support triangles between the midfielders, and it's easier to maintain pressing compactness, which is once again one of the things that Hansi Flick has been needing. I would say that the only vulnerability with this 4-4-2 diamond formation, which almost looks like a 4-2-3-1, but it's gonna really have to be about the fact that we don't have real wingers, and the only real wingers that we're gonna be relying on is gonna be on Balde and Jules Koundé. It's gonna be very heavy on our fullbacks to really provide the width. This is also going to be a picture on what it would look like if Barcelona were to do it. Juventus did supply a 4-4-2 formation against Napoli a few years ago, so you can see that Pirlo is there with the ball. Frankie would be that player. You look at Marchisio and Pogba right next to Pirlo, that would be Fermin Lopez and Dani Olmo, or maybe even Pedri when he does return, and then Yamal will be playing in Vidal's position. With the 2 attackers up there, where we see Llorente and Tevez, it would actually be Lewandowski and Rafinha. So let me know in the comment sections down below, what do you think about this formation? Do you believe that these journalists or ex-players have the correct take on Barcelona's weaknesses in this season? Like, would you go for a 4-4-2 diamond formation with Yamal playing centrally? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.